Okay, so my job is to help Japanese brands become global brands. And that really starts with helping maximize inbound sales. Because everybody knows, everybody's coming to Japan now. Inbound is huge. So many tourists, so many visitors, everybody's going shopping. And they're really flooding the stores, right? So, yeah, a lot of the high traffic areas, especially Tokyo, Ginza, Shinjuku, Shibuya, there's so many inbound customers now. And I, I've done this so much with enough clients now that I've finally created a framework for this, right? So if your brand, if your Japanese brand really wants to be a global brand, there are three phases of inbound sales that you have to go through. And the first one is lucky. Second one, intentional. Third, majority. So I'll explain these a little more in detail. The first phase is lucky. So that's where most businesses are right now in Japan. That, some random visitor, from America like me, is walking down the street in whatever, Takeshita-dori, in Harajuku. And I see something cool. I walk into the store. I buy the cool thing. I pay my money. And I leave. Awesome. That's lucky. The brand, the store, they didn't have to do anything. They didn't do any promotion, they didn't market, they didn't do any translation, they didn't even try to communicate with me, right? They just opened the door, put a cool product in the front, and luckily, yeah, an inbound customer came, gave you money, and said goodbye. That's lucky, right? So, and that's how I think a lot of Japanese brands still think is the best strategy for inbound, which is crazy to me, because you can make this intentional, right? So I help, what I basically do most of the time now is helping the Japanese brands, move from lucky to intentional, and that means like actually planning to get inbound customers, right? So you have to add English or Chinese or Korean to all of your signs in the store, right? If you have any kind of, product caption, it needs to be, multilingual. That's an easy step. And if you have an online, EC site, that should also be, multilingual, of course. Part of that is also being able to take payments from all different countries, all different currencies, all different methods. That will help you a lot to get your sales up, right? Because still so many shops in Japan are cash only, which is okay, but it will you will definitely lose sales from inbound if you don't add another payment method, right? Like actually being able to service the inbound customers, through language, through payment, and communication. You have to train your shop staff to communicate in another language. Usually it's English, but gestures is okay, Like communication can be in so many different ways. It doesn't have to always be language, body language, gestures, drawing, dancing, these are ways to communicate. And if the staff can only do things in Japanese, you're limiting your sales. You're not going to increase your sales, and you're definitely not going to be able to expand abroad. So, when you move from lucky to intentional, there's a lot you can do at a very minimum level. Just adding translation is like a one-time thing, or maybe every season if you have new products. Training the staff, it takes time, but it's not that difficult. You're not teaching them all English, all of every situation. Like you just need the shop situations. And then, the next level to that is, majority. and it takes a lot more effort, to get majority of your sales as inbound and not domestic. But that's also possible. Then you need more marketing, more localization, more training, more branding, rebranding, because your company will need a brand purpose, philosophy, core values, diversity, inclusion, SDGs. Like, you have to put all of these things for, preparation to become a global brand. Because the things that work in Japan, you will find, are not necessarily the things that work globally. So putting those, rebranding points into your company will really help smooth the transition to becoming, from transforming from a global domestic brand to a global brand. So yeah, anyway, those are the 3 phases. I'll go into this in much more detail in the future. But yeah, lucky, intentional, majority. And if you can successfully transition from all 3, then finally you can think about becoming outbound. And yeah, then becoming a real global company. So that's my 3-step framework. I'm missing a lot of detail, but if you're really interested in this, contact me. I have the whole plan all laid out. Anyway, good luck with your inbound.